Hey, what's up? I'm 𝐂𝐤𝐬𝐲 with the Living in Southwest Florida channel and the �Neesman team at Keller Williams Realty, and we are here today to talk about the pros and cons of living in Estero, Florida. So if Estero is a town, city, actually a village, that you are considering moving to, this hopefully will help you figure out if it is the right place for you or at least one of the places to consider. So, like I said, we're going to talk about the pros and cons, the good, the bad, and the ugly of Estero today. As usual, I'm going to talk a little bit about where Estero is and some of the interesting, cool things about it, give you some details on the town itself, or I should say village itself. And so we're going to go over that first, and then we're going to get into the pros and cons in the second half of the video. So make sure you stick around for the whole thing. And as always, after you've watched it, drop us your comments, concerns, questions in the comment section below, and we'll get you answers to all of them. And if you've got enough questions, we can even do a second video on it. So first of all, where is the village of Estero, Florida? Estero is in southern Lee County, so it's southwest Florida on the Gulf Coast. Southern Lee County, so Collier is the furthest south, Lee County is just above it, and Estero is the furthest south city in Lee County is Bonita Springs. You've got Estero right above it, and then Fort Myers right above that, or technically San Carlos Park, which is unincorporated Lee County, is really right there above Estero. Some of the cool things to do in Estero, one of our family's personal favorites is 𝐂𝐤𝐯𝐲 State Park. It is the home of the 𝐂𝐤𝐯𝐲 Unity Settlement, which was a pioneering colony that really led to the development of Estero in the 1890s. All that's left of it at this point is 11 historic buildings. You can go through, they do tours, you can check out go inside some of the buildings, see how they lived, how they worked. But it's a big state park built all around this little settlement and the buildings that are left. And so it's really cool, a lot of fun, and tons of hiking trails and all kinds of outdoor activities. There's a campground there, picnicking, fishing. There's a river that runs right through it. So great little spot, cool place to check out, always interesting to wander through there, and really nice park. There's also Estero Community Park, which is a 55-acre, really big park, 2 bocce courts, 12 horseshoe pits, 3 sand volleyball courts, all kinds of shelters that you can reserve, and of course, kids playground, 4 lakes, and a 5K cross-country course as well, plus an outdoor amphitheater and 40,000 square foot rec center. So lots of good stuff to do there at the community park. There are a few others. Mound Key Archaeological State Park is also in Estero, and then the Estero Bay Preserve. There's also some of the best shopping areas in Southwest Florida in Estero, both Coconut Point Mall. It's over 1 million square feet of shopping, outdoor, really kind of like Main Street, central area, all kinds of cool stuff there, shopping, tons of restaurants, and a movie theater as well. And then, of course, the Miramar outlets as well, if you are familiar with those. Tons and tons, 140 designer outlet stores. And again, open air, tons of shops, tons of restaurants, all kinds of stuff to do. There's a playground, rock climbing wall, all kinds of things. So lots of fun, great place to shop if that's something you're interested in. And of course, it wouldn't be in Southwest Florida if we didn't talk about golf. One of the best public golf courses in all of Florida is Stony Brook Golf Club. There is a neighborhood built around it, but great golf course, many times referred to as the Magnificent Seven. So awesome course, I've played it before, something for everyone, really great, well laid out course. Then there's a ton of other awesome courses. Many of them are private. You got Old Corkscrew, Wildcat Run, just a lot of really, really good courses there in Estero. So if golfing is your thing, Estero has a ton of it for you. All right, so that's it for telling you about Estero, some of the information about it, interesting things. Now let's get into the pros and cons, what everybody's here for. So stick around, let's get to the nitty gritty of it. So the pros, it is close to the beaches. Southern end of Fort Myers Beach, Lover's Key, Bonita Springs, Barefoot Beach, all of the Bonita beaches and the southern end of the Fort Myers Beach beaches are all very close to Estero. Tons of outdoor activities, and so the lifestyle is fantastic if you are into outdoor activities. Tennis, golf, boating, kayaking, paddleboarding, canoeing, all that good stuff. Estero is a great place for it. Tons of great shopping close by, so if you are the shopping type, that is a good spot for you as well. Plenty of restaurants, both fast casual and I would say semi-fine dining. There's not a ton of real fine dining in Southwest Florida, but there are definitely some good high-end restaurants, and you really won't run out of places to go if you like trying new things and different restaurants. Schools are fantastic. Some of the best schools in Lee County are in South Lee County, so Estero and Bonita Springs really benefit from that. Crime rate is considered very low, and it's a good location, super easy access to travel, as RSW, which is the Southwest Florida International Airport, is right there just north of Estero, so fantastic location, easy access to the airport as well. And then if you need access to the bigger airports, you're less than 2 hours, probably an hour and a half or so to Fort Lauderdale or Miami, 2.5 hours up to Tampa Airport, and then about 3 hours or so to Orlando. So lots of flexibility in terms of access to the bigger airports as well. And if you fly Allegiant, go in and out of Punta Gorda, you're probably 45 minutes to an hour to theirs also. And it is more reasonable than in terms of cost of living. It's pretty reasonable, and definitely more reasonable than the more expensive areas nearby. Bonita Springs is more expensive. Naples is definitely more expensive. So you get access to all of those great things, and you're close to Naples if Naples is what you're looking for, but at a little bit more affordable price. So now for the cons. The cons of living in Estero, I would say the number one thing when people say they don't like Estero or they don't want to be in Estero, it's typically because they think it's too small of a town. So not necessarily all of the bigger city amenities that you will find in Fort Myers or Naples or up in Sarasota, or of course Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa. The main road running east and west through Estero is Corkscrew Road. There's a ton of stuff on Corkscrew. Many of the communities empty out onto Corkscrew Road, so the traffic on Corkscrew can be rough, especially during the busier season, the winter months. So keep that in mind, be prepared. School and the snowbirds can significantly add to the traffic on Corkscrew Road. We talked about cost of living being pretty reasonable, so that's the overall cost of living. However, home values are pretty expensive in Estero. They're pretty high, so that can be a negative if it's an area that you're looking to get into. And like I said, the snowbirds can be a bit overwhelming to some people. Many people that live year-round in Estero are not super fond of snowbird season, so that can be a bit overwhelming. And there's not a lot of big industry there in Estero, so not a ton of jobs and things like that. Most people that are still working and living in Estero tend to have to travel a little bit to get to work. So I would say those are the cons there. And so that's it. You got the pros and cons. You got some good information about Estero. If you have questions, as always, like I said, drop them in the comments. Tell me what you think, what you like, what you don't like. If you agree, disagree, love to have that conversation. And thanks for watching, everybody.